Hey, it's Adam, Avalon Auto, Alpharetta, Georgia. Avalon Auto Off-Road Builds on Instagram. Gonna do a video on 100 versus 200. So you've got a 99 LX 470, 100 series Land Cruiser basically, and a 2010 LX 570, 200 series. So the Lexus line is generally less expensive than the Toyota line to me, it's just name brand recognition. A lot of people don't like the AHC suspension. I do personally. This 200 series is still on the stock AHC suspension with SPC upper control arms, just with a sensor lift. We just received our rear Super Pro coil spacers from Cruiser Outfitters, the 15 millimeters, and we've already got the Toyota OEM Land Cruiser 10 mil spacers for the front. Those will get swapped out or put in. We're about to swap the suspension just for another stock AHC system. The 100 series, this one, because it's old, you know, it's a 1999, so it's 24 years old at this point. The globes weren't in good health. We ended up doing a standard Old Man Emu lift kit on this. So this is a 2-inch lift kit. It has Icon rebounds plus 25 offset. These are a Method 315 in gold, 0 offset. So they do have some more poke than the plus 25s. Both sliders are from TKO Fabrication here in Cumming, Georgia. Just a simple slider for the 100 series. I like a little more usable step with the kick out and the top plate for my 200 because this is my daily driver. You know, the biggest difference is, I guess, maintenance. You're gonna end up spending a bit more on an older vehicle just naturally because everything's old rubber bushings. We do a lot of differential mounts on these, a lot of CV axles, good amount of suspension changes, and then of course your timing belt kit, fan clutch, heater tees, valve cover gaskets, etc. So we'll generally dump about $5,000 in maintenance before we do anything else on a 100 series. That's kind of just historically, it ranges from $3,800 to $4,800 in parts and maintenance before we do anything else. You know, the 570s, all in the Sequoias, the Tundras, and the LXs and the Land Cruisers, the coolant valley plate is probably the most common that I've seen. It's a labor-intensive job. I want to say it calls for like 12 hours at the dealership. Most mechanics can do it in 6 to 8. It's only, you know, I think less than $100 in parts to do that valley plate job. And being a 2010, I haven't had any bushings or anything else that I need to replace as of yet. And the AHC system's still in good working order, so we decided to keep that. You know, the bodies are similar. You've got your more modern curved lines on the 200, kind of that classic style they ran for a long time on the 100 series. Interior, of course, the 2010 is going to have some more modern amenities: push button start, proximity keys, Bluetooth, navigation backup camera, you know, all those other bells and whistles. Some common things on these: this wood grain delaminates on almost every single 570 I've had. It starts to do it around these buttons too, and then on the door panel, mainly on the driver's side where the memory seat switches are, it'll start peeling there as well. The newer Lexus leather wears like old boots, so it does not hold up long term. We do a lot of seat recovers on these. This is my personal one, so I'm going to wait for them to get a little worse before I, you know, go and start recovering seats. But back seat space, front seat space is actually very comparable on the 100s to 200s. Cargo area, I believe the 200 has a little bit more. Both of these cargo areas have been modified, so no third row in either one. This one, we have a kind of a built platform, so when you lay those middle seats down, this hinges up, and you've got a full sleeping platform. Then of course all your cubby storage down here. But as far as depth, I want to say they're about the same without breaking out a tape measure and giving you inches. You know, these boxes, these are the ARB drawers. They're shorter than that platform we put together in that one. They're much more expensive than trying to just get yourself some wood and carpet and making your own. but I like the fit and finish of these ARB drawers a lot. Whereas this platform is kind of more for sleeping, is what it was designed for. One of our business partners built this one, took it on a few adventures, needs to liquidate some cash now, so he's putting it up for sale. You know, again, the biggest thing for me on these older ones is every one of them we get, we spend the money on maintenance. The 200 series, we've done probably 3 or 4 of the coolant valley plates over the last few years. But CV axles are more rare, it seems, or at least at this point in time. I'm sure as they continue to age, we'll find more stuff to fix. But as far as, you know, fit finish, I think the Lexus line I personally like a bit more than the Toyota line. There's going to be those diehard enthusiasts that want the Land Cruiser name, and that's cool. But like the LXs, you can get an LX 570 for 5 to 10 grand less than the same year model miles Land Cruiser. The LX 470, not as big of a price difference that I've seen, but you know, if this was a Land Cruiser, it'd probably be 4 or 5 grand more than a comparable LX 470, maybe a little less. But again, the fit and finish, this is a 99, so the interior is the older style. It doesn't have the newer screens and everything. We did change the steering wheel just with an eBay special. Seats are original, have not been recovered. They wear, this older leather does seem to wear a bit better than the newer Lexus leather. I know on the GX 460s, we recover almost every seat we get. Same with the 470s, we recover a lot of those seats as well. You know, road trip, family haulers, both are good. Both are going to be pretty comparable as far as storage size and space and all that. The LX 570 will tow about 2,000 pounds more than the 100 series. I think these are rated at 65. The 2010 is rated at 85. There was some changes made with the federal calculations, however they have to calculate, so I think the newer models on paper say they don't tow as much, but it's the same chassis, same engine, transmission, everything else. I've personally towed over 10,000 pounds with that 200 series. I've got a red arc brake controller, 22-foot aluminum car hauler with dual axle brakes, so as long as your trailer has brakes and you've got a good controller, don't push the speed limit, you know, keep it in line, you'll be pretty safe with the 200 series. The weight, I want to say that one's 7,200 and change. This one's like 6,800 and change. A GX 470 is about 62 and change. So the 100 series is heavier than a 120 series, the GX back there. The 200 even heavier than the both of them, and will tow a lot more stable to me. But pretty cool upgrades on both. You know, they both have their place. The classic will never die. You know, change all your gaskets, make sure your coolant's not leaking, your oil's not leaking, and it will run forever. Same with the 200 series. You know, one thing I love about Toyotas is they are the most reliable. I own 2 personally. We've had 3 or 4, you know, go through the rotation of our personal cars over the last 10 years or so. But fantastic vehicles. Either one of them would be a great addition to your fleet. I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity for a nice little side-by-side between these two. Again, plus 25 offset on the Icon Rebounds, 0 offset on the Method 315s. Pretty much the same type of aftermarket support, whether you're looking for wheels, lift kits, you know, roof racks, sliders, all the other good things. The LX is sitting on 35s. The 200 series is sitting on 35s. The 100 series is sitting on 33s, 285 70s. So it kind of gives you an example of those two. But anyway, let me know if you have questions.